Hi, I'm Lorraine. Welcome to your morning flow. Today we'll start off pretty gently and work our way up to a nice invigorating touch for your morning. You won't necessarily need any props, but you're more than welcome to have two blocks or a blanket nearby. And this one's great if you just kind of come out of bed. Doesn't matter what you're wearing. Find yourself here. Just arrive as you are. Right? Again, we'll start gently. So we'll actually start in child's pose. So make your way to all fours. Let the feet come to touch behind you. Let the knees open up and then just slowly start to shift back, allowing your forehead to either drop to a block or to the mat. And then options for the arms, you can either keep the arms reaching forward, or if your arms are already kind of needing a little bit of rest, you could bring the hands by your side body and just allow those shoulder heads to rest down. Wherever you landed, just give yourself a few moments to arrive here. Again, most of us, if you're taking this class, maybe you just got out of bed, maybe you just had your coffee, and you just want to find a practice to move your body and move into the day. So just like any other class, we just tune in, we just ground down. And today, know that there's never any rush to get to any place. There's really not even any shape that you have to do today. If you wanted to stay here this whole time, you would get the same benefits as someone doing every single shape. But again, be gentle with yourself. Just start to come into some awareness of how you're feeling this morning. Maybe you slept well last night and maybe you're excited for the day ahead. Or maybe it's one of those days where maybe you didn't sleep too well. And you're not sure what the day ahead really holds. Regardless of what spectrum you fall on, just notice. Not trying to change it, just being aware of it. Let's give ourselves a few last breaths. Let's say 3 rounds. Massive inhale. Full bottom belly exhale. 2 more like that. Breathe it out. 1 more deep inhale. Bottom belly exhale. And if not already, go ahead and sweep those arms forward, reach through the fingertips, spread the fingers wide. We're just going to slowly make our way up to a nice tabletop position, finding yourself on all fours, knees in line with the hips, maybe give the hips a little bit of a wiggle. And again, we're just gently waking up, maybe moving forward and back. In fact, find that tabletop position, long spine, inhale. And then exhale just back to your child's pose. Breathe it out. Inhale, come back up to tabletop. Exhale, just shift back to child's pose. Again, some gentle movements to start out. Inhale forward to table. Exhale back to child's. Let's get 2 more like that. Inhale, just waking up the body, nothing too intense. Just saying hello, adding a little bit of gentle movement back to child's pose. Last one. And when you're ready, come back to that tabletop position. We'll keep the right knee where it is. If you'd like to kickstand that right foot, you can. Right hand will stay planted onto the mat. As that left leg, you extend it back out long towards the back of your mat. Left arm will come up towards the sky, and you come into what we call a modified side plank. And again, you just find where it feels appropriate for you to start out. Notice that we start to open that left side body. And notice we start to strengthen a little bit through that right hand, right shoulder. And you just breathe wherever you are. Taking in that air. In and out of that nose. Again, for me, I feel this lengthening through this right hip, that right glute, left hip, left glute, as that left foot extends towards the earth. Take one more inhale to open that left arm up. And then as you exhale, left hand will come down, square that hip, keeping that left leg extended to the mat. Just start to lift that foot and hover it just above the earth. Breathe in. Stay there, breathe out. If you're okay there, stay there. Otherwise, right arm will reach forward for what we call sunbird or spinal balance pose. We're just getting long through the limbs. We're just activating through the body. We're just finding a little bit of balance to start out. Again, be gentle with yourself. Take one more inhale, get long. Exhale, set it down, shift it back, child's pose. Just take a couple moments to notice what shifted there. And when you're ready, come back to that tabletop position. We'll switch sides. So left knee will stay, maybe kickstand that foot. Right leg will extend. Left hand stays planted as that right arm comes up towards the sky. Find what feels good for you. And then just breathe there. It might feel different than it did on the opposite side. Maybe this side is tighter, so you feel a little more lengthening through that right hip. Keep breathing. Just in and out of that nose. Long, long spine here. And notice how you feel, right? We're starting to activate. We're starting to move some things to hydrate the tissues, maybe to bring some circulation to some areas. Take one more inhale to open. And then right hand comes down to the earth. Square the hips down. That right leg still extended, toes on the mat. Only when you're ready, start to lift and hover that right foot, coming into that extension of that right leg. A little engagement through the core as you press the floor away. And then when you're ready, left arm will reach forward, thumb up towards the sky. Find that length. And then find that balance too. Again, core engaged, really press that floor away. Really use your breath here. Beautiful. Last couple moments. Inhale, get long again. Exhale, set it down, shift it back, child's pose. Breathe it out. If you're with me, we're going to come up to that tabletop position. Just step the feet back to your first plank pose. If you'd like to keep the knees dropped down, you're more than welcome to. Take a big breath in. And then slowly lift the hips. Come into your first downward facing dog. And then pedal the feet out, shake the head, whatever you kind of need to first feel this out in your body. Really kind of our first big shape today. Just breathe. Maybe come up onto the tippy toes. Maybe send that chest back. Again, we're not in any rush today. If you're with me, go ahead and press the heart back and then shift forward to that plank pose as you inhale. Exhale to lift the hips, downward facing dog. We're just going to hydrate those tissues of the shoulders. So on your inhale, shift forward, plank pose. Exhale, shift it back, downward facing dog. Let's get one more like that. On an inhale, come forward plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next breath in, we're going to slowly start to walk our way up to standing forward fold at the top of our mat. Let the head just dangle free. And you're just going to hang here, super heavy. Your knees, maybe a huge bend through that area. The head just hanging super heavy. Beautiful. Check in. Again, how does that back body feel? Bringing the hands to the shins. Find some length as you maybe start to straighten those legs. Inhale for a half flat back. Exhale, just fold back in. Let's bend the knees really generously and just slowly ragdoll your way up to standing. Vertebrae by vertebrae. The crown of the head will draw up last, the shoulders down and away from the ears, palms face forward. Just come into this mountain pose as you root down through the feet and up through the crown of the head. Take a couple breaths. On your next inhale, let's sweep the arms up towards the sky. Massive breath. On the exhale, drop the hands behind the back. Let's find an interlace and let the chest roll open here. This should feel good. Find something that feels appropriate for you for where you are today. Beautiful. Last few moments. I want you to notice the feet. If they're touching, if the toes are touching, bring the feet a little bit wider, maybe just as wide as the hips. Take one more breath to lift the chest. Let's keep the hands interlaced. A bend through the knees as you start to fold forward and find that stretch again through the upper body with the hands still clasped, folding in. Beautiful. This should feel good. Last 3. For 2. Let's release the clasp, hands down to the earth. Halfway lift as you inhale. And then fold back into the legs as you exhale. Let's do that one more time through. On the inhale, let's stand up, reach it up tall. On the exhale, drop the hands behind the back. Find that interlace. Chest rolls open on a massive breath. Bend those knees, fold back in, keeping the hands interlaced. Dive it out. Release the hands down. Halfway lift again. And then this time, plant the hands. Let's step back to that upper push-up position. And right away, lower down to your belly. Unravel the toes. Let's find our first cobra pose. As you just start to lift the chest, lift the heart. Doesn't matter how high it goes. Elbows squeeze in, shoulders draw down. Take a breath in. Lower back down. Let's get 2 more like that. Feet pressing into the earth. Lift the chest, the heart. Cobra. Exhale. Set it down. And then one more. Inhale, lift the chest, the heart. Lower it back down, press up through tabletop position, and shift it back, child's pose, as you breathe out. All right, let's start to pick it up just a touch. Tabletop position, tuck the toes, come into that downward facing dog as you breathe out. On your next breath in, right leg's gonna lift up. Inhale, find that first 3-leg dog. If you want to bend the knee, open the hip, you could. Just take a couple breaths. Inhale, that right leg lifts back long. Exhale, step the right foot forward, drop the back knee, find your way to a low lunge. This is where if you had blocks, it might be nice to have them underneath your hands. Again, if you didn't have them, just keep the hands low. We're finding some space for that left hip flexor here, and we're just breathing where you land. Yes. Let's say 3. For 2. Last one, take an inhale. If not already, hands down low. Start to straighten that front leg. Shift the hips back. Find a half front split. If you have the blocks, bring them underneath your shoulders. And you decide point or flex through the toes. Sometimes I like to play with both, especially on this first round. Stay here for 3. Beautiful. For 2. Last one here. If you have the blocks, hands down to the mat. Rebend that front knee, hands about a foot in front. Tuck the back toes and just step forward to a forward fold. Dive it in. Halfway lift as you inhale. Dive it out as you exhale. Let's change it up here. Bend the knees to 90. Come into what we call chair pose and start to build a little bit of heat here. So notice that your weight is in the heels. You should be able to see your toes. If you can't, just shift the shins back a little bit there. Breathe in, core turned on. Arms are reaching, shoulders relaxed. And then you just build a little bit of heat here. Stay here for 3. The legs just starting to work for 2. One more inhale, sink a little lower. Exhale, just fold back in, dive it out. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Plant the hands, let's step back to plank and lower down to your belly. Find that cobra pose on the inhale. And then exhale, make your way back to that downward facing dog, however that looks. Table, plank, down dog, we meet there. Let's switch sides for that. Left leg rises. Maybe bend the knee, maybe open the hip, you decide. Breathing where you went. Inhale that left leg long. Exhale, step it forward, drop the right knee. Again, if you had the blocks, find them. Otherwise, just stay low. Find what feels good for you. Breathe. In and out of that nose. Always checking into the breath. Beautiful. Last couple breaths. A little stretch for that right hip flexor here. But also into that outer left hip here as you find that nice generous bend through that front left knee. Can you tune in? One more inhale. Start to straighten that front left leg. Shift the hips back. Maybe shift the blocks back with you if you have them. And then just find something that feels good through the back of that left leg. Point or flex. Tune in. Beautiful. Last 3. Last 2. If you have the blocks, move them off to the side, hands low. Rebend that front knee, hands about a foot in front. Tuck the back toe, zip the back knee, and step it forward, forward dive. Halfway lift. Fold back in. Chair pose, this time just for 3 rounds of breath. For 2. Last one, sink low. Forward fold, dive it out. Halfway up. Plant the hands, step or hop, lower down slow. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale to make your way back to downward facing dog. That's our second warm up. And we're going to just move a little quicker now and starting to invigorate our practice with our breath. So if you're with me, right leg's going to lift up as you inhale. Step that foot forward, drop the back knee, maybe sweep the arms up. On the exhale, sweep the arms back, straighten that front leg. Rebend that front knee, tuck the back toe, zip it up, step it forward, forward dive. Halfway up, fold back in. Chair pose, just a breath in. Forward fold, dive it out. Half lift. Plant the hands, step or hop it, your vinyasa. Never too early to skip it if you ever need it. Back to downward facing dog, we all meet there. Left side, sweep it up. Step it forward. Low lunge, maybe arms rise. Half front split as you breathe out. Rebend the knee, tuck the back toes, step it forward, forward fold. Halfway up. Bow back in. Chair pose, big inhale. Forward fold as you exhale. Half lift. Plant the hands, step or hop or step back. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale, yes. Let's do a couple more like that. Let's say 2 more rounds. Right leg rises. Step it forward. Just picking up the pace. Inhale. Sweep it back, half split. Rebend the knee, tuck the back toes, step it forward, fold. Halfway up. Bow back in. Chair on your inhale. Forward fold as you exhale. Half glance. Hands to the earth, step or hop it. Heart's gonna lift. Beautiful downward facing dog. Left side lifted up. Step it forward. Inhale that low lunge. Exhale, half split. Rebend the knee, tuck the toes, step forward. Halfway up. Bow it in. Chair pose, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Half glance. To the mat you go as you find your vinyasa. Inhale. Downward facing dog. We got this last round here. Right leg rises. Step it forward. Inhale to lift. Beautiful half front split. Rebend the knee. Step it forward. Half glance. Fold in. I'm getting ahead of myself. Chair pose. Forward dive. Halfway up. Plant the hand. Step or hop it lower. Inhale. Last side. We make our way back. Left leg lifts up. Step it forward. Drop the knee. Inhale. Half split. Rebend. Tuck the toes. Step forward. Halfway. Bow in. Chair pose, yes. Forward fold. Halfway up. Wash all of that out as you lower. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Notice the heart. Definitely got that heart rate up. Your body probably warmer than when you started. So although we started gentle, and that was a pretty gentle warm-up B, we still invigorate the heart. Check into your breath. Let's go ahead and move on from here. Right leg's gonna lift up on the inhale. Step that foot forward. Keep onto the ball of the back toes. We're gonna come into what we call crescent lunge. So a little more active of a lunge here. And we're just gonna check in. We're going to stay here. We're going to come back to our breath. We're going to download this shape and these next coming shapes into our bodies. Whew. I'm definitely feeling my heart beating. Might even start to break the sweat here. Breathe. And we're going to add a little balance already. So if you're with me, we're going to start to lean forward and come into flight into what we call Warrior 3. The arms can come down the ribs. That left leg is super long. The hands could either come to the heart as well. And then your spine is super long as you stay strong through that bottom right leg. You just breathe. Whew. I know, breathe into that bottom leg. A little early for this balance, but we just check into where we are. Take a huge inhale. Listen up, let's stand up. Lift the knee into the chest first and come into a tree pose. That might mean that the left toes are on the mat. That might mean the left toes are on that shin. That might mean that your left foot is on the inside of that thigh. Find your variation of tree pose and stay there. We're letting that right leg work. Again, even if the toes are on the mat, you're still doing the work. Take a breath in. Big breath out. Set that left foot down. Bring the hands by the side and just give yourself a little sway. Ha. Yes, breathe in. Breathe it out. If you're with me, go ahead and reach the arms forward, up towards the sky. Exhale, forward dive into those legs. Halfway up. Plant the hands, step or hop. Find your way through a vinyasa. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, make your way back to downward facing dog. Breathe it out. Yes. Left side. Let's lift that left leg long. Step it forward, ball of the back toes. Rise up when you're ready for that crescent lunge and stay here for 5 rounds of breath. Just let your lower body sink in. Let the upper body be light.
Let your breath be steady. And just tune in. Again, we're just waking up our bodies today. Where are you? Can you stay present to what is here on your mat today? Not what you have to get to later today. If you're with me, go ahead and take one more breath in. Lean the upper body forward. Shift into that front left foot this time. Coming into what we call warrior 3 as you maybe bring the arms down the side body or hands to the heart. Breathe as you find a little balance on this left side. And it's okay if it's not what it was on the other side. In fact, most likely it's not. We are not symmetrical from side to side. So give yourself a little grace here wherever you landed. Take one more inhale. Lift up, knee into the chest, the arms float up. And again, you find your tree pose, maybe toes down to the mat, maybe hands to the heart. Your tree variation. Just breathe. Finding that stillness. You're rooting through your trunk of that left leg and your limbs. It's a little bit of a sway, right? Just like a tree. Breathe in. Breathe it out. Set that right foot down. Bring the hands by your side. Give yourself a little wiggle side to side. Beautiful. That's going to be our next flow. On the inhale, sweep the arms up. On the exhale, dive it in. Halfway lift. Hands to the earth. Step or hop it. Vinyasa. Heart lifts. Downward facing dog. Breathe it out. Beautiful. Let's flow that one breath, one movement a couple times through. Right leg's going to rise. Step it forward. On the inhale, come to crescent. On the exhale, lean it forward, warrior 3. Stay here, one huge breath in. Then stand up, knee into the chest first. Coming into your tree pose, stay there for 3. Maybe you move up a notch. For 2. Last one. Set the foot down, reach it up, inhale. Forward fold, dive out. Halfway up. Hands to the mat, step or hop it. Inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Left side, sweep it up. Step it forward. Inhale for crescent. Lean it into that left foot. Warrior 3, you stay for a huge breath in. Stand up, knee to the chest first. Tree pose, find yours. Stay here for 3. Beautiful for 2. Last one, set the foot down, reach up on the inhale. Forward fold, dive it out. Half glance. Plant the hand, step or hop it, lower down. Inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Last round, we're going to add a little touch at the end. Right leg's going to rise. Step it forward. Just invigorating your practice. Lean it into that warrior 3. Stay here. Knee into the chest. Tree pose. Listen up. Here's where we're going to add on. If you're with me, lift that knee back into the chest as the arms float back up. Send that leg back. So coming back to that warrior 3, we're just reversing what you just did. Bend the bottom knee, come back to crescent lunge, inhale. And then next breath out, we're going to spin that back foot flat. Open the hips up for warrior 2 as that front heel comes in line with that back middle arch. Your arms stay wide. Our hips have been fairly neutral today. So this should feel good. Sink into that warrior 2. We're almost there. Again, feeling that invigoration of the heart, the invigoration of your body moving with your breath. From here, flip that front palm. Let's reverse our warrior. Left hand down, right arm up and back as you find some space through the right side ribs here. Breathe. We have one more shape for balance. So if you're with me, go ahead and reach up on the inhale. Lean it forward into that front right foot. Maybe grab a block on your way if you have it. Half moon pose. Sending that left leg back, stacking that left hip over the right. Flex through those left toes. Top arm reaches. Feel the invigoration. Feel your strength. Core turned on. Beautiful. Last couple breaths. We'll only hit it once today on each side. All right, take an inhale. Bend the bottom knee. Let's land back down to that warrior two. Reverse your triangles. You straighten that front leg. Cartwheel the hands down. Find your way out of that as you come to a vinyasa. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Yes. Last thing for standing. Left leg. Step it forward. Inhale for crescent. Lean it forward into your warrior three. Stay there, massive breath in. Stand up, knee into the chest. Tree pose as you come in and stay. Again, the benefit to the second side is you know what's going to happen. And we're just going to reverse those first couple shapes, right? And then we'll add a few more. So if you're with me, knee lifts into the chest, arms rise. Send that leg back, third warrior. Bend the bottom knee, land it down, crescent on the inhale. Warrior two, as you just add on, breathe. Stay. Feel the invigoration, my heart beating. Got a little sweat dripping. Feels good for my morning, right? This is what I tuned in for. My morning flow. Beautiful. Flip that left palm. Let's reverse our warrior. Find a little space. Find a lot of breath. Breathe. If you're with me, we're going to come into that half moon pose. So start to lean into that front left foot. Maybe the block is there to guide you. Maybe not. Maybe those fingers touch the earth. Flex through the right toes. Top arm up towards the sky. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Just a couple breaths. Just one time. Yes. Feel that invigoration. Feel your presence here again, not slipping away. Stay present in each shape. Last inhale here. Bend the bottom knee, landing back down to that warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Reverse your triangle. Left arm leads. Rebend the knee, cartwheel it down. Vinyasa, all of that. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale, yes. Press the chest back. Set the knees down. Scoot the legs off to the side and make your way onto your back. Once you get there, hug the knees in. Rock a little side to side. We'll close with a nice hip opener here. Plant the feet about hips width. And then let's take the left ankle on top of that right knee. Really flex through the left toes. And allow that left knee to open and press down towards the top of your mat. Option to stay here. Option to thread the hands through and catch the back of the thigh or even the front of the shin, whichever felt most appropriate for you. Finding that opening through that left hip. Stay here, breathe here. So allowing ourselves a time to cool down before we move on and into our days. There's never any rush to get there. All the things will always be there. Let's It's an interesting thing to tell yourself that, right? To know that deep within. Huge breath in. Big breath out. When you're ready, if you did grab the back of the thigh or the front of the shin, plant that right foot down. Let's breathe in and then set that ankle or foot onto the mat. Bring that right ankle onto the left knee this time, and we just switch sides into that right hip here. Breathe. Just a few rounds of breath. Again, if you're okay staying there, stay there. If you want to thread the hands through, catch the thigh or the shin. As long as when you went there, you kept the toe flex and you kept the right knee aiming towards the front of your space here. Just breathe. Again, might feel different than it did on the other side. Notice that. Be aware of that. Not trying to change it though. Just saying, all right, my right hip's a little tighter than my left. That's okay. Last couple breaths. If you're with me, go ahead and slowly release that leg, plant the left foot onto the mat, release the ankle from the knee, bring the arms wide to a T, and drop both knees over towards the left to start. Find a nice supine twist. Not here super long, so stay here for a 3. Your next breath, bring the knees back towards center, arms stay wide. Drop the knees over towards the right. And just stay. Bringing those knees back to center, hugging yourself into a little ball, squeezing. If there's anything we didn't touch, squeeze the fingers, squeeze the toes, take a breath in. Slowly release your way into your Shavasana. If you'd like to take more time before you drop into the rest of your day, I welcome you to. Otherwise, I hope this morning flow was just what you needed. Namaste.